In writing today, you are going to continue to draft if needed, and you are going to focus on your character's feelings and similes and metaphors today. All right, so this is just a picture of Mount Everest on your screen, and I'd like you to listen. I don't really have a projectable or anything to show you. We're just going to discuss how to include these things in our writing as we draft. Okay, so showing characters' feelings can make your readers feel like they're involved in your story. Okay, so telling about characters' feelings can also add suspense or excitement. Okay, writers can show characters' feelings through what they say or think, or what your characters do, like if they cry or shake, or maybe they're grinning. Okay, so here is an example in connecting it to your story, mountains. So without feeling, here you go. Timba was almost at the top of the mountain. Wow. Not mind-blowing, right? No, that's not showing feeling. Here is the example, and here's what's actually written in your story. Timba's heart was pounding. As he neared the top of the mountain, he wondered, is this the day I reach the top of the world? Think about which example shows suspense or excitement and why. Hands down, the second one, right? It tells what Tempa is thinking. It builds suspense. Is it going to be the day? And it gets your reader involved. Okay, so you want to add detail about your characters' feelings and what your characters are thinking, and that will make your writing stronger and more exciting as you draft. So that's one thing we're going to talk about. The other thing is using similes and metaphors. Okay, and using those things can make your descriptions clearer and more vivid. Remember that similes compare two things using words like or as. Here's an example. The dog's fur was as thick as a mop. Okay, that's a simile. Metaphors compare two things without using the word like or as. In a metaphor, the writer says that one thing is another. Like, here's an example. Her hair is silk. Okay, so here is an example of a few sentences without similes or metaphors. It was windy. His fingers were cold. Here's an example with similes and metaphors. The wind roared like a lion. His fingers were icicles. So why is the second group of sentences more vivid? Well, they're definitely more interesting, right? And they tell how the wind sounds. It roars. And it tells us that his fingers were like ice. Okay, we can imagine those things. Okay, so you're going to finish your draft for your fictional narrative today. Um, you should have established your situation and introduced your characters. You should organize your drafts so the sequence of events unfolds naturally. I want to encourage you to use your characters' feelings plus similes and metaphors as you write. That will make your descriptions more vivid and get your reader more involved. So make sure to provide also a sense of closure to your work. You need to make sure that there's a resolution to the problem in your story. We can't leave your readers hanging. Okay? So it's a lot of things to remember as you finish your draft. And if you think you finished it, go back through. Make sure that you include some of the things we talked about today, and make sure you have a good closure. Make sure you introduce your character, the feelings, the setting, what is the problem, um, those types of things at the beginning. Make sure you provide closure. That's really important for your reader. Okay? So work on that, and we will be making our revisions and proofreading and final copy in the next video.